Welcome back, everybody. This is Captain Rex Witkamp coming to you live once again with the Ready, Set, Live podcast. We're focusing on finding and developing your potential as a human being on this earth because it's crucial now more than ever to understand what it is that you could fulfill with your life according to who it is you are. I have a very special guest today. Mr. Eric Cabrera is with us. Now, Eric is a former fireman and paramedic like myself, and he comes from a background of fire experience and the fire industry, but not only that, he's a hustler, a go-getter in life. He's a serial entrepreneur. He also is a gym franchisee owner and lives out in Colorado. Also has done some extensive work with foreclosures and real estate. So a brilliant mind is with us today. Eric, thanks for your time today. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you on. And it looks like that, and everybody is just really busy right now just because of the state of the world and the online calls and the offline, every real life events and go here, go there. But, within the whole hustle and bustle of life, what we're trying to focus on is just getting these fantastic guests that I always learn a lot from my guests. And, having you on to talk about what I've been talking about for a while is the 5 tenets. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. But for my listeners and viewers that have never met Eric, give us a little bit about you and what your efforts are and what you're doing in life. And so we kind of know a little bit more about you.
Sure. So back in 2017, I retired from the fire department down in Florida, actually where you are.
Yeah.
I was a lieutenant over there, had a phenomenal career. During my career, I would build and sell pool cleaning and landscaping businesses because everybody in Florida has a pool and a lawn.
Yeah.
So it was a easy industry to fall into. But then when I moved here to Colorado, like you mentioned, I'm a gym franchisee. And yes, I am opening and building a gym during COVID, which a lot of people look at as crazy, but I can see past it. And that's what a lot of us need to do. But along with that, I am on the board of 2 nonprofits. One is a food pantry up in the city that I live in, and the other one is a startup foundation for a ministry. So great experience, learning a lot and sharing a lot with that. Also, with all this, kind of fell into motivational speaking because just really started kind of pouring into people when I opened a real estate business a couple years ago. And a lot of people came to me to ask me what I was doing, and I just was happy to share the information and kind of mentor them. And it actually went levels above just the industry itself. So with that, it led me to writing a book with Les Brown, Johnny Wimbrey, Heather Monahan, and I believe somebody else on this call today is in it as well. So, yeah, it's called The Power of Mental Wealth, and it's a phenomenal read about just thinking bigger and knowing the value of your self-worth and that you are capable of achieving what you think about in your conscious mind and not allowing your subconscious mind to get in the way.
It's so important these days. Thanks for that, Eric. And, I know that who you are and what you're doing in life, it resonates with a lot of people, whether in the fire or the EMS or even the first responder, the whole gamut of first responders and even military, public service is a call of need. And it takes a special person to be able to stand up and fill those roles. So thank you for your career. As well. And, again, building real estate, developing a gym, and even reaching out in the nonprofit worlds where that can relate to a lot of people. So, thanks for that, Eric. And, I want to introduce today's show. I'm excited to get into these topics with you because, people think that you're crazy opening a gym during COVID, but like you said, it's mindset. This has not come to stay. It's come to pass. It just will take time, and being flexible and adjusting to the times is part of understanding. We need to take a look at ourselves, right? And so we're looking at developing our potential. And as I said before, developing your potential is so important now, but these 5 tenets, right? We're talking about rising above mediocrity. We're talking about elevating your standards. We're talking about being able to visualize not just anything, but visualize the best version of yourself. And then taking action on that and living up to your potential and then giving purpose for a person's potential. So let's get into these topics, Eric. I mean, in the terms of what's going on, at one moment or another in your life, from your experience as an entrepreneur, as a fireman, as a public servant and business owner, why is it important to rise above mediocrity? Why not just be, right?
Right. And what a great question. That can be answered in so many ways, a general sense or like super dynamic.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll start with maybe a question or two. Like, has everybody ever heard that saying, it's lonely at the top, or only the 1%? And I'm sure we all have.
Right.
Because that saying is so true, because the draw to be mediocre is so much more powerful than the draw to be successful, or even to be different. Because the second somebody does something different, we're programmed because of our environment to automatically think and say something negative.
Yep.
It's the people that actually look at that 1% that are making the change who automatically speak doubt over them. So everybody thinks about success, but immediately reverts back to their current life. And they're living to fulfill and meet the expectations that have been placed on them. We're taught to go to school, get good grades so we could get a good job, go to a good college, take out a ton of student debt so we could get a great job to pay for that student debt. And, you know, we're living within these restrictions that have been placed on us since childhood. And it's super hard for people to get outside of that. And go ahead.
Yeah, no, go. That's perfect. It's what we're kind of, people know this from their upbringing, right? From they're
Right.
taught these things. It's a learned mentality over a
It
long
is.
period of time.
It is because, you know, they're living from the outside in. They're letting their environment, everything that they see and hear, control them. They're not living from the inside in what they truly believe that they could accomplish, because they'll have a thought in their conscious mind like, I want to go build a business. I want to go do this. I want to partner with this person, get involved with this. But their subconscious mind will automatically kick in and speak doubt over their thoughts. And it immediately hampers them, and they question themselves and doubt themselves, which, you know, they're allowing their circumstances to control them instead of controlling their circumstances. Like me, and this might sound crazy, but if I don't see an opportunity with something that I want to go with, I create it. I look for ways to create that opportunity. And 99% of people are afraid to fail, because failing, you know, we're trained to look at it as unacceptable and that it's looked at negatively. But they think about success in their conscious mind, like I said, and allow their subconscious to kick in. But if you want to rise above mediocrity, you need to stop looking at what others are doing. You know, stop trying to beat the guy next to you. Who cares what they're doing?
Right.
You know, you
Right.
might want to watch and see trends and stuff, but don't compare yourself or compete with them. Really, the only person you should compete with is yourself. You should really just strive to be a better you tomorrow than you are today, because watching what other people are doing and trying to beat them, you're going to waste a lot of time.
It takes a lot of work, and someone says,
Uh,
well, can I change them? And it's no, it's a
no,
full-time job changing yourself, and things won't change unless we change. And that's all
yeah,
about living, like you said, from the inside out instead of from the outside in. And that's a great way to put it.
yeah,
And some, you know, like you said, when you have that thought, when people get that initial thought, let's say they get that spark of ingenuity, that creativity, they I want to go start a business, or I have an idea of something that they want to accomplish, some dream, some goal, immediately that doubt, that societal confirmation, it comes back to them, and it says, you know what, be real.
right,
And there's one of my favorite quotes from Will Smith, the actor, says, being realistic is the most common path to mediocrity. And
it
sometimes,
really,
you know, those boo birds out there, they'll hate on your idea just to keep
yeah,
you at their level. And so when we're talking about this, when people rise above their mediocrity, they got to rise to another place, right? They got
another
to
level.
elevate. They got to go to the next level. They got to climb the ladder, if you will. Just to be able to get to the next level, you have to understand that number one, there is a next level. And then you have to be currently upset or frustrated with your current status. If people are okay with their current status, they're going to stay exactly where they are. And so
Right.
it's about getting a little frustrated with the situation, and not until people have had enough that they're willing to make a change, that they will make a change. And so,
Yeah. And people need to be willing, and I really look at failure is when you quit. But a lot of, to relate it to what most people's opinion of failure is if something doesn't work. You know, you have to be willing to fail. And if you really want to take it to the next level, you need to be you need to fail more. Go look at how many attempts that you're making. Do you make one attempt a year? Well, double or triple that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and fail, because learn lessons from it. Learn what not to do. Everybody is so worried about, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I need to do to get this, groundwork for this business laid out? How about you look at your mistakes and learn what not to do, and that'll make them preventable. You won't be repeating that same cycle.
It's like I hear that saying that some people they'll stand at the shoreline of the harbors of life and knowing that their ship will never set sail. Some people will not do anything or not attempt anything, and hence fail and learn and get better, but they just won't even try because they automatically they're self-limiting in their belief system. People
Right.
are a product of their belief system. If they don't fix that first, they're never going to have the faith to take a chance to have a failure, to be able to fix it, to be able to get better.
Yeah.
So
One of the first things I always tell somebody or ask them, do you believe this will work?
Yeah.
Yes. And if I get a straight yes from them, okay, cool, let's move forward with it. But if I get a yes, but
okay.
you don't believe it. So if you don't believe it's going to work, you will be right every single time.
Exactly. People don't understand the power of their own verbiage, their words that actually come out of their mouth. They have a lot of power. If you say maybe, if you have self-doubt, if you say that it won't work, even if it does not work, tell yourself that it does work. I tell people to, and that's part of visualizing, but the subconscious, we talk about this with some former guests, that the subconscious doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're successful or if you're a massive failure. So talk it into existence, right?
Yep. Yeah. Talk it, write it down, declare it, and visualize it as if it has already come to pass. Picture yourself there, and that will really make all those challenges more welcome than they would have been if you went in with a negative attitude, because you're just setting yourself up to hit roadblock after roadblock.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's say, because you're a gym owner, right? And so let's say you have a guest that comes in, a member that they have a goal. Let's say they want to, they want to lose weight. Everybody, like, gym season's coming up. There's a season for gym owner. And January 1st, they're good. And then January 15th, you probably see a decline. But, that's the thing is, you have to keep on keeping on. Yeah. But talk to us about the visualization. Do you talk about that with potential members to the gym, new members? Say, can you visualize yourself 15 pounds lighter or 20 pounds lighter? Like,
man, you would be amazed at what I tell these people, because I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people that you are nuts. This is one of the worst social and economic times in U.S. history compared to the Great Depression. And, during the Great Depression, people worked together. Now we're divided in a sense. But I have conversations with them, and I just look at them dead in the eye and tell them this is going to be the most successful gym in the city, because I believe it and I know it. I can picture it. And I share that with the potential members, that this is going to be the place where you want to be. We are results driven, and you will get the results. Not, we can probably help you with that. No, we will, and we're going to. And I can't wait to see the results. I can't wait to, for you to have that new body, that confidence, that outlook on life, for you to come and share a story because of the confidence and the energy I have now. I got promoted at work, or my relationship is better with my wife or husband, or I play outside more with my kids. So I speak all that into their lives before they even sign up.
Yeah. And that's so powerful, because that's just one area. Okay. So that's to the audience that's listening or viewing and found the video on YouTube or wherever. These people are, results oriented for as far as the gym goes. Like, maybe they're a member, but let's say they identify with you as an entrepreneur. All right. Okay. As a business venture, as an owner, as somebody that can see into the future of a business deal. How would you speak that into existence?
Yeah, that's a great question. Really I like to clear up all the negatives first. So if you're looking at doing this, do you have any doubts? Let's get all that out of the way, and let's go ahead and confront them. Let's confront them to the beginning and start switching that mindset. Get all that, foggy stuff out. Now let's focus on the positive. We already got rid of the trash. We put that to the side. Now let's focus on the new, bright, pretty, theory or mindset that you need to have in order to go into, some kind of business venture yourself.
Exactly. And this power of visualization, it's very powerful, and it's been said that you can have 15 minutes of visualization, and that's more powerful than having 16 hours of hard labor. And life can be hard either way. It's just choose your hard. Choose 15 minutes to set yourself up for success and win and be a 24-hour champion, or go the hard route. Don't think about your future. Don't think about the possibilities of potential and purpose and what your passion is in life, and kind of shut that away and believe what society's telling you, and therefore you're falling away into that existence of 40 years at a job, 40 years in a career, 40 years where you're doing the same thing over and over, and then when you're dead and gone, nobody knows what happened. Like, what was your life for? So
Visualization, I always look back to people, looks like you're sitting at the beach over there, but I always look back to people like, okay, have you ever planned a vacation? Well, yeah, I went to, France, or I wanted to go on a cruise. And well, did you go ahead and pre-buy that ticket? Or did you just show up and get on a plane? Well, no, I had to make a reservation. So you saw yourself there. You looked at the hotel you were going to stay at, or the boat that you were on, the resort you were going to. You already pictured it. You knew it was going to happen. You took the steps to make it happen. So why can't you do that with this?
Exactly. It's the same amount of faith, but accomplishing goals for yourself, as opposed to sitting in a chair that you think, you don't think about whether or not the chair will hold your weight. You don't think about whether your car is going to make it to its destination. You just get in the car and go. You sit in a chair. It's like, people are not successful in life because they just don't stop and think. People need to put more, and this is the perfect time. COVID, quarantine, self-isolation. This is the perfect time to shut off Netflix, shut off the TV, read a book, develop yourself, develop a skill. A challenging question is to everyone in the audience that's listening. What's the latest skill that you have learned that you didn't know 2 months ago or 3 months ago, or and in the last 90 days? What book have you read? Have you read a book? In a year, how many books do you read?
Yeah. And brainstorm with yourself. I have 2 whiteboards in my office at home. And a lot of people make fun of me because one of them is my goals and my visions, my vision board, if you will.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I write things out all the time. What do I want to see happen? What am I thinking about? And back in January of this year, I wrote something on my board that's still up there, and it's prosperity through adversity. And a lot of people get so funneled in on the negatives that they're stuck. And anybody that's willing to think past what we're going through will actually see opportunities for prosperity. And instead of being focused on the adversity that we're going through, sure, pay attention to it and see where, industries are going, but look for opportunities to be prosperous through it.
Somebody said there's a tragedy in every opportunity, and then there's an opportunity in every tragedy. And it's like, it's like the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Captain Jack Sparrow. The problem is not the problem.
Right.
The problem is your attitude about the problem. And begin the active process. And I urge my listeners and I urge my viewers, if you're listening to this podcast and enjoying it, like and subscribe and share it among your networks, because this sort of positive thinking has made a massive difference in many, many lives. And I saw something just the other day that said that there's 1,700 new millionaires made every day in the United States. Now, how in the hell can that happen?
Well,
somebody's thinking right?
Yeah, through this time, and like I said, people have questioned me over and over about me opening a fitness club. And through this time, which a lot of people would not believe, has been our most successful and biggest growth period, because we haven't stopped. A lot of other opportunities out there have shut everything down. Just because they're closed their doors, they close their relationship off with their customers, their employees. They put everything on hold. Me, I bumped everything up. I'm in communication with my future customers that have already enrolled, waiting for us to open. I've doubled my communication with them. I got involved with them. Every one of them got a handwritten card from me. I build the value of our relationship. Just because we have this going on
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't care about you anymore. You're even more important to me because I want to make sure you're okay. So just having that different mindset on it will make the world a difference for you.
That's amazing. And I know that your insight and your business knowledge and your demeanor have, really spoken to somebody. I know even if it's spoken to one person, it's reaching somebody in a massive way. And, we talk about potential, and I always bring this one up is, what if you were to think about some things in life that didn't occur because somebody didn't understand their own potential? And this is kind of a simple one, but Charles Schulz, right, is the creator of Charlie Brown, the cartoonist, Peanuts, and Snoopy, the creator of Snoopy. And he says that there's no heavier burden than an unfulfilled potential. Now, what if Charles Schulz didn't sit down and have thoughts to himself to say, I can draw a cartoon and make him very famous, and he probably just enjoyed drawing the characters, but
Yeah.
what if he didn't live his potential, and then the world wouldn't know Charlie Brown and Snoopy?
Right.
I can imagine.
And you mentioned that, we all have wants and desires in our heart. We all think about something, and if we don't fulfill those wants and desires, you'll be left with voids, with holes, with a sense of longing, and really a sense of emptiness. And if you don't fulfill those, you could really end up broken. And I don't mean broke in a financial sense, that you won't fulfill your full potential and you will be missing out on great things in life. And it has nothing to do with money. Money is a byproduct of everything that we do. It shouldn't be our main focus, but you will lose out on that, and you won't have that quality, that valuable life that you were blessed with. And either will the people around you, because the potential that's inside of you, and when you fill those wants and desires, you get to share them with so many people, and you never know who's watching or who's listening. And that might completely change somebody else's life because you really fulfilled your own desires and lived up to your potential.
It's so true. And, when you're talking about making money and it's a byproduct and everything, it's not just about making a living, because when you design your life around your potential, around your passion, your purpose in life, you will start living your making. And that's where the gratitude, that's where the growth, that's where the satisfaction and the relief, the reward, that's where all these valuable lessons of life take place. And I mean, I thought about a question when you said that, but like, what if people go through their entire life and they miss the whole purpose of their life? That's hard.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even think about it because they're stuck in that everyday cycle.
Yeah.
And really it comes down to, like we just discussed, getting out of the mediocrity, because within mediocrity, the competition is so fierce because the population that's in it is huge. And like I said, we talked about that top 1%. So you have a huge population of people that are stuck in mediocrity. And it's really because they're thinking small. And I don't mean that in a negative way. They just need to think bigger than what they are right now because they have all the potential within them to accomplish it.
And everybody does. And that's part of the whole part of me. That's the whole, one of the reasons I want to have this podcast. I want people to understand that they have all the tools necessary already. They're born with the seed of greatness within them. And if they just fulfill what it is that they have a passion for, that's their superpower. That's what everybody deserves to know.
And they just have to do just one little, fill a small passion of yours, fill a small desire, and that will create an energy and spark a fire in you that I'm telling you, people will be able to see from a mile away and feel when they're standing next to you. Right. And that in turn will drive you to go ahead and conquer the next one, do bigger ones. And once you start doing that, you'll be able to bring people along, help them. And that's when it gets really fun.
That's awesome. And that's currently, that's exactly the definition of living somebody's potential, their highest potential. They've made the steps. They've come this far. They've risen above mediocrity, Eric. They have elevated to the next standard, right, about themselves. Then they demand more, and then they start to visualize an active process of seeing the best version of themselves. And then they actually start living these tenets. Now they're living up to the highest potential that's possible for them. And then all those doors begin to open. And, the end part of the 5 tenets here, we've come to the end. We're going to close in just a minute. And I want to say thanks to my listeners for staying tuned. I want to say thanks to our guest, Eric Cabrera, who has such an amazing insight on these specific topics, because he's a testament to fulfilling this in his own life. And he shares it and he teaches other people. And this is where the value comes in. When you can elevate others out of their mindset to grow them, is when when I've heard that a leader is not a leader until you create a leader that has created other leaders. And so by giving your knowledge away, giving your blessing away, you are creating a higher standard for yourself and everyone around you. And that is the definition of elevating your success in life. So talk to us a little bit about the potential, the purpose, giving purpose for your potential in life.
Sure. So, and just to go back to what you just said,
Sure.
I tell a lot of people, a job is something you get paid for. Your passion is what you were created for. And once people can grasp that and see that, get that mindset, wow, I was created for something more than what I've ever thought I was, right. It really puts you, it opens doors and it opens your mind to receiving, more. But, giving purpose to your potential can be super hard for people. So I guess we could start with something that goes against the grain, something that goes against the way most people think. And you need to shift your mindset. And I guess we should just get this out of the way. Is it going to be easy? I will tell you right now, no, it won't. It will be probably one of the hardest things you can do, but it's a quick challenge. And I'm telling you, everybody says it's as simple as changing your mindset, and that's really what it is, but it's such a hard thing to do. So it's going to be super hard. And while you're doing this, welcome challenges. Be in the mindset to welcome challenges that are going to come your way, because I'm letting you know they are going to come. And that's when you're on the right track. Yeah. If you don't come across any challenges, any obstacles, you're going the wrong way. You're not heading uphill, because going uphill is a lot harder than going downhill. So if you're not coming up against obstacles, you reevaluate what you're doing and really, really welcome them, because I'm telling you, that is one of the best markers to guide where you are going. And be excited about them when they come your way. And you need to give purpose to your potential. Your potential doesn't give purpose to you, because your potential is only as big as you allow it to be. And that goes back to that mindset and being really open, to see and visualize that. And you need to realize that these are gifts and talents that are within you. They're already there. We're surrounded with so much negativity. And that's where we discussed a while ago, our subconscious mind kicking in and speaking doubt. It could be because of a negative physical or emotional experience we had in our past that we create this wall. So look at what you want to do. Look at what you want to do in life and really say, okay, this is what I truly want to do. Not because of the guidelines that were set on you as a kid. You don't need to fall within those guidelines. And anybody that tells you that you do, they're misleading you. I really hate to say it. We've all been, you go to school and you're taught not to daydream anymore, but now as an adult, you need to get rid of that and start daydreaming again.
It's so true. So people have, especially adults, we've lost the ability to dream for ourselves. Yeah. And I mean, I urge my listeners, and what you're saying about going down the road that promotes challenges, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, and to expect that, I give a strict warning, right? And that's because all dreams will be tested for authenticity. Absolutely. And your dreams that you have, people's goals that they want to achieve, if you're really serious about it, get serious, and then life will immediately throw darts at you. It will put up roadblocks. It will put up obstacles and challenges. And that's only so that you can really prove to life that this is what you really want.
Right.
And I'm the same way. I welcome the challenges because I know if it's hard and I really want it, I'm going to get over that hard and get past it because I'm going to break through. And if
Yeah.
I have to go over it, if I have to go to the left, to the right, to the underneath it, or straight through that obstacle, I'm going to accomplish it because it's not going to stop me. And then once you break through, once people get past that point, the amount of relief, the reward, it's going to feel amazing to lose that 10, 15 pounds. It's going to feel amazing to build muscle. It's going to feel amazing to, have that successful business venture or acquire that property or design or whatever, or write a book, whatever goals that people have. Everybody's goals are different, but sure enough, they will be tested. And that's a great way to look
and there's
at
going to be opportunities that come your way that you never even thought about doing. Like, me, for example, I was very, very happy and proud of my career with the fire department. And yeah, guys used to joke around, oh, you're just a lawn guy, you're a pool boy, whatever, but I love the interaction with the people. It wasn't really about building the business. That was, like I said before, that was the byproduct of it. I love the communication with people. And that was just such a great thing to do. And when you open up your mindset, opportunities that you have never thought before, like me writing a book, being a motivational speaker, now I have a spot on the morning news. I do Health and Fitness Fridays. I'm on the morning show here in Colorado. And that was the furthest thing from my mind. I never thought about doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. So once you get past everything we've been taught and really finding your purpose, it just opens you up to receiving opportunities that will improve your life and others and be able to pass on the ones that don't.
That's amazing. And I know that what you have said it really rings true to so many people, but for the ones that this all sounds bizarre to some people, somebody listening and hearing our voices, it's going to sound so far-fetched to not do, what it is that they think they exist for. And here's a challenge that I have to anybody listening. If this doesn't make sense to you but it sounds interesting, I encourage you to answer the question for yourself. Try to describe who you are without telling somebody what you do. And that will get you thinking. That'll get the gears in the right motion, in the right direction, to start thinking about yourself and what you're capable of based on who you are inside, not just what you do. Because if you ask people, so who are you? Really, the first question is, what do you do? That's always, what do you do? And and it's like, I'm a plumber, I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor, I'm a, law, whatever you do, that's defining of who people are. But that's byproduct of what people's, unless you're one of the 1% or the 3% or however many people have found their purpose, that they will describe that because it is who they are. They're not just a part of something. Something is a part of them, and they can't make the distinguish between, what they are and what they do. It is who they are. And that's because they're living their true purpose. And people like that, when they enter a room, when they're around you, they have this energy, this excitement, this aura around them that success attracts. Success is something that we attract. It's not something that people should strive for. People always try to get on top. They always try to get one over and they're in compete. Losers and newbies, they will compete. But it's not about competition. It's about collaboration and supportive, collaborative relationships with people that have the same mindset. It's mindset. So, man, I really, this is awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Eric.
Absolutely. And talking about that, look at what you can give. Like, don't just picture yourself what you can give when you reach that success. What are you going to be able to give the world, your friends, your family, the people around you, your community? What kind of impact are you going to have? And then how many lives can you improve or maybe even save depending on where you're going? I mean, you can literally save lives by following your passion because you can steer somebody to where they're supposed to be and avoid maybe a dead end road for them.
It's so true. And I forget who gave a keynote speech at some graduation. It was probably some actor or something, but it was, it was talking about the importance of striving for impact in a life. Don't strive for success. Strive for making an impact. And it's true that the amount of success you will have in life, it's in direct proportion to the amount of service that you give to other people. So that's a very important idea to keep in your back pocket. So with that, I want to end the show and send everybody on their way. I want to say, Eric, to our guests, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. And follow us on social media as well. I'm going to put some links above or below. So I don't know where we put the links for following myself and for following Eric. There's a new book coming out with a couple of big names: Les Brown, Johnny Wimbrey, Eric Cabrera, Heather Monahan. I may or may not have a spot in that public plug for later, but get excited about your future. And I want to say that life isn't found in between the isms and the schisms of life. It's time, especially now during these challenging times, for people to understand to quit the paralysis of analysis. Don't overanalyze everything. And there's never going to be a perfect time to jump in and follow your dreams and achieve what it is possible. Because when you couple your potential with your purpose and you align that with your passion, the universe is going to unfold for you.
Unbelievable.
So thanks a lot, Eric. Again, my name's Captain Rex. Thanks for tuning in to the Ready, Set, Live podcast. We're going to jump off air, and I'll see you in just a minute, Eric. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, sir. Take care, pal. Thanks.